along your journey, we mentioned at the start you had two business partners. So you started out, you had a couple of business partners. You were maybe naive at the time. I don't know that you knew the implications that some of those things could have, especially because as an advisor now, I see businesses come together, people come together, friends come together. I see people fall out of business together, and it's not a nice part of the business story. You've been able to hold the business relationship together for a very long time now. It's been over 10, 12 years. And I see it on a daily basis, and I think I have an inkling on how you do it. But tell me about how you were able to stick out with someone else in business and the lessons you've learned in being in partnership as such with someone in business.
Yeah, absolutely. So partnership's a difficult thing. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say at least 3 times a year, every year for the last 20 years, we've seen partnerships fail.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's very important because the first call when the partnership fails is the accountant. Yeah. So half of what I do, I've sat in this boardroom this week on 2 occasions dealing with partnership disputes. It's not all like roses. It's not easy, but if you get the right person, there is a trade-off. Everything in life is a trade-off. There's risk, okay? You're not going to like the person, but the trade-off is the biggest one is the skills, okay? If I look at myself and Tufik, say, for example, Tufik is a master tactician, okay? He's a technical tax genius expert, okay? We're all tax experts and that, but I only give the genius tag to certain people. Yeah. Tufik is that tax genius, expert level tactician. I'm a strategist and an operator, okay? I'm a big picture guy, a visionary type, right? I look at you bring, you're a marketing powerhouse. You bring marketing skills to the table. You understand the way people perceive things in a different way. No one person has the skill set of the conglomerate group, you know what I mean? The group always has more skills than the single person. 100%. If you always go one out as a founder, you're guaranteed gonna be short in some areas, okay? There's elements where having the partnership, you're going to actually outthink, outmaneuver, outcompete your competition, okay? Because the power in numbers, okay? You can't deny that. It's a fact. Now, you have to mitigate around the issues, all right? The people issues and the legal issues, okay? With the people issues, trust and respect is of paramount importance. If you can't trust and respect, you don't have a partnership. Okay. And if you don't trust and respect the person, as soon as trust is broken, as soon as someone's stealing from someone, as soon as someone's talking about someone behind their back, that's the day when the business has failed. So it's in a way like marriage. Once trust is gone, the marriage is broken. On the legal side, you have to have a shareholders agreement. Now, I'm not talking about it because shareholders agreements are the be all and end all. It's about having the conversation up front. So there's not any unspoken expectations. This is what I expect if we wanted to go our separate ways. This is what I expect you to do. This is what I expect that I will do, my responsibilities and yours, okay? It's about having transparency from day one so that you and your partner are on the same page. Now, we sat down and we did a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. We wrote down what that was on day one. And unless we all agreed on changing those terms, they never changed, okay? Everyone did what they said they were going to do. Everyone stuck to their strengths, and trust and respect, that bond was not broken. Now, it doesn't mean it never will be, and doesn't mean this partnership will be forever. All partnerships come to an end at some point. But as long as they're fruitful, as long as that there is there's that communication where everyone is doing what is expected of them, then there's a good chance it will succeed. And then you get all the benefits that come with doing things in numbers. We hired, like the delivery of a service. I couldn't go and get the lease in Parramatta, start the office, do that, buy all the software, and hire staff from day one on my own. As soon as there was 3 of us, we hired staff in the first month, okay? So I could go out and focus on being a founder while having staff in accounting, although we had to train them and teach them, do some of the legwork, okay? When things went bad and we had distress and we had clients failing or we had legal issues or problems, I had someone I could get, hey, Tufik, I want to rest my head on your shoulder a bit. He cried on my shoulder, I cried on his. I never cried a day in my life, but you get the idea, right? It's like we were there for each other. It's when you're at your worst time. When I got hit by the car and I came off a motorbike, I didn't lose my whole client base. I had a team there that kept things turning okay, and kept the doors open while I was recovering from a life-threatening accident. How do you do that if you're a one-man band? How do you do that if you're all on your own? You can't do it, right? So partnership is not easy, and there's no silver bullet to make it perfect. You have to understand the risks, and you have to have your eyes open to the risks. And when you do it well and you're aware of the risks and you prepare for them, that's how you make the partnership work.
Absolutely. And there's a quote that comes to mind that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. And
Nice.
that was honestly one of the catalysts, even in my business, where I was the sole practitioner, the sole operator. And that was part of the, when you sat me down and said, Jacob, accounting is a complex game. There are so many moving parts. And over the last 10 years, it's evolved so much. There's so much more red tape. There's so much more admin. There's so much more you need to be across. And having that leverage of people in business, and it's probably the same in every industry, is paramount. So I'm glad you shared so much insight. And to be honest, I want to give you a compliment here as well. There are obviously personal things that people don't know about in business and things like that. And there's been some personal things that I've seen you and Tufik encounter on a more personal note. But together as a front, you've always been very united, and even in the public square and outward facing, regardless of what's happening in the business, the two founders, the people in business together, were so united outside looking in. And I think that's so important as well. And there's an analogy between partnerships and marriages, right? Where the world could be falling apart, but your job, I believe, as a parent together is to give your child that room to just be happy and to live and to not know and to be a little bit naive to what's going on in the outside world, and to protect them and to have that united front where internally there could be, you and Tuvi could be talking about something, but to your staff, to your people, to your vendors, to everyone, you're that united front and you're that stronghold. And it's a lot of responsibility, and there's a lot in that. But I've always respected that about you, and I've seen that at a practical element. So I thought that was worth noting as well.
Thank you. No, that's good. I'll just say that has to be genuine.
Yeah.
There's congruence, right?
Yeah.
Wherever, no matter what it is, the truth comes out. So if it's a true partnership,
yeah,
the fruits will show it.